Morgan, are you good? John, you guys are good? You're good? You guys are on it?
I think we got one photographer coming.
Okay, that's who I didn't see. He's good? Okay. You guys want to start?
All right. Good afternoon or good morning. I'd like to welcome you all to this press conference as we prepare now for Tropical Storm Michael and the remnants and the inclement weather that's expected to come in our area. I'm joined here today by Chief Gina Hawkins, the Fayetteville Police Department, Chief Ben Majors, Fayetteville Fire Department, Mr. Scott Ballard, Emergency Services, as well as representatives from Transit and from our Public Services Department or Engineering. And so we just wanted to inform our citizens today of things that they need to do and things that we need to be mindful of. Seems like we have been here not too long ago, and we ask that our citizens would continue to please follow the instructions that they're given by the public officials and to use common sense. And we'll talk today about what some of those things look like. As an organization, we have prepared, just as always, to check areas that are vulnerable to flooding, low-lying areas. Barricades have been placed in areas that we anticipate problems, and we ask that you would please abide by that. We ask that you would please, if you're in a low-lying area, to take precautions as you've done many times before, and that the city services are well prepared for what today's rain events and wind events will bring. And so despite of all of that, we'd like to remind you that services will still occur today for normal trash pickup and household waste and recycling. And parks and recs have been canceled. All activities related to parks and recreation have been canceled in the city of Fayetteville. And street sweeping in preparation and cleaning of storm drains is taking place as we speak. And so at this time, I will give way to Chief Gina Hawkins to give you further instructions along the public safety line.
So, thank you, Mayor. What I want to reiterate is, first of all, the storm, the conditions are rapidly changing and the road conditions change. So because of that, if you don't have a reason to be out on the road, non-essential travel, please do not do that, especially after nightfall. It is very difficult, first of all, to see the roadway at night and see if it's flooded or not. So remember, turn around and don't drown. That's the motto. Turn around and don't drown. Do not drive into waters that you can see as well. Also, power outages may go out. If you see an intersection or approach an intersection, four-way or even two-way, that the light is not there, treat it as a all-way stop. Stop and be cautious and do not enter that intersection. Also, if you have questions regarding what are the road conditions, connect to drivenc.org. That will be the most updated traffic advisories for nc.dot. So just be mindful, and that's all I want to share. Thank you.
Good morning. And again, I want to reiterate that we want you to be prepared. Your city of Fayetteville is prepared. All divisions, all departments of the city is prepared, but it is a partnership. We want you to ensure that you stay connected to monitor weather conditions and changing conditions. In your preparedness, don't put yourself at risk, but I do ask you, knowing that we're going to have elevated wind throughout the day, if you have an opportunity without putting yourself at risk, make sure that if you have any items in your yard that's not secure, furniture, things that could be fire hazards due to the elevated winds, try to secure those items. Put them in a safe and secure location to reduce our risk. You can help us reduce our risk also by staying inside, staying out of the elements, not putting yourself at risk. You can depend on us, but we also depend on you to do your part. It's a partnership between Fayetteville, which includes you.
Thank you, Chief Majors. And just to summarize this, as a city, as an organization, we are in contact with the Cumberland County, who handles the emergency operations in the city, as well as our Public Works Commission, who is on standby and ready and has a plan to restore power just as soon as it's safe. And remember, we are expecting high wind gusts, and so in the event that there is a power outage, the Public Works Commission cannot come out and begin to restore power if winds are above 35 miles per hour. So I ask that you please be mindful of that. be patient and stay safe, and we're asking you to please use common sense as we prepare for this impending weather. And so with that, I'll take any questions at this time.
You mentioned city services were still going on. At what point will they be called off?
Well, the city manager is handling the organization's schedule, and, certainly safety first with our citizens as well as the employees of the city. And right now, we would not like to send a panic alarm to people, so the city is still operating. We think it is in our best interest to handle some of those essential services like trash and recycling, pick up before the wind event. But the city manager will monitor that and put an announcement out in the event that conditions change and he needs to change the schedule.
You've been in touch with emergency management folks here in Cumberland County, and they've been in touch with the Weather Center. All the stations have been reporting that this looks like the storm has shifted a little bit, so it doesn't look like we're going to get as much rain as originally anticipated. What are you hearing? What are you expecting Fayetteville to get specifically?
Well, I've heard varying amounts of forecasts. So the Weather Service said anywhere from 3 to 4 inches, and I've seen some reports that said 1 to 3 inches. And so I think that it is a fluid forecast and it changes. This is a serious storm event, and that's why we're taking time to make sure that we communicate to you. I've reached out to my mayor colleague, Gilliam in Tallahassee, and our hearts and prayers go out to those folks who experienced the first part of this. But we're not out of the woods yet, and as we prepare for the remnants of Michael, we are asking that you would please follow the instructions and stay connected. I need to give you the information for the city website, the cityoffayetteville.gov. We ask that you go to the website. There's a tab on here specifically related to information you need to know, as well as downloading our app so that you can stay informed and stay connected. But as far as the forecast, they're changing with the storm direction.
What do you tell residents who just went through Florence and are still cleaning up debris? It's got to be emotional shock for folks. Or what do you hear, folks?
Well, our citizens are a strong group, but they're human, and so we are mindful of the fact that a lot of people, this is just not the news that they would like to talk about today, and as they're trying to put the pieces back together. So unfortunately, this is a circumstance that is beyond our control, and we're just trying to make sure they're informed and that we preserve life. That's the #1 key. But we will rebuild. This is a strong, resilient community, and we're just asking those who are in the process of dealing with what Matthew and then Florence and now Michael, the impacts that they've had in their lives, that you will put the pieces back together.
The governor and the county commissioners have put out a state of emergency. What does that mean for residents in terms of if they do get some damage from this particular storm?
Well, those emergency declarations have certain criteria that come with it. We wanted to make sure that we were mindful before we implemented any mandatory instructions. So right now it's informational, and so as far as the county commission and what the governor's intentions were, you may have to speak with them about that. But I know that our city staff, I take their advice very seriously, and they have not look to enact those mandatory measures in Fayetteville at this time.